main one is obviously the reach of people and the scale of people that you can reach. I think it's 15 or 16 million people a week within Australia on social, and I think like 13 or 14 million of that on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and things like that. So the ability to reach the audience is obviously a big one, but then going like deeper than that is the ability to kind of drive engagement, drive shares, drive talkability, actually drive people to talk with their friends and share it with their friends. On top of that, the ability for them to actually be able to take action when you're communicating with them, that's a massive one. So for someone to be able to see a piece of content that you've pushed out and then you'd be able to give them next steps. Obviously, if you think like traditional ad placements and traditional advertising, when you're communicating a message, it's always kind of a one-way street. Whereas in this regard, you can always kind of invite them to take more action so they can find out more, and that's always going to help with embedding that brand message into their minds and having that two-way conversation. I think other parts from a social perspective is being able to have personalized conversations with different segments of the audience. So as opposed to kind of creating one piece of content and pushing that through one channel or one ad placement, from a social perspective, you can actually create so many different content pieces and then serve that to different segments of the audience, making the message you're trying to communicate really relevant for the different people. And that's really powerful when you're trying to communicate a message, but you're trying to communicate a relevant message to different people. And again, when you're trying to drive that action and drive that interest, the more relevant it is for me as a person, the more likely I am to take action. Massively, I mean, it's obviously, the first thing is you're actually able to capture the attention of the person when you're communicating to them, and their sole focus can be on your content. And I think that's what news feeds present to people, is the ability to kind of, people go to news feeds to consume content and put their attention there, and ad placements have always been something of a, something to the side or something in between kind of watching a show or whatever it is. So the ability to actually create content that sits in someone's newsfeed, so when they're watching your content, they're consuming you, their attention is on you. So instantly that's going to give you far more kind of brand recall, right? Within this, like, social media is a content marketplace. A good way to think about it is, that there's so much content being pushed there from advertisers, from people, from influencers, from all these different types of people. And me as an audience member, if I'm consuming content, with each piece of content, I'm assessing, do I want to watch that? Do I want to consume more of that? Or can I move to the next thing? And again, we kind of said it before, but the social media channels offer infinite content. It's there. There's so much of it there. So it means that your content has to be appealing for the person consuming it. And so from a mindset perspective, the first thing you take into it is the content must appeal for the person who's going to watch it. It can't be what you want to say. It can be a combo of both, but you have to think about the person who's consuming it. So that means that making sure you're creating enough content for different segments, because what's going to interest me as a consumer might not interest you as a consumer. So when you're creating content, you've always got to keep that in mind of, what do I want the audience person to feel, think, do, but then who are they? The other thing is just creating content around cool things your business is doing. So that kind of is a more business tactic that leads into what you're doing on social, right? Is what are you doing as a business that's worth talking about? What are you doing as a business that's going to engage people, that's going to capture their attention? The audience is lots of different segments, and you've got to take them into consideration, and you've got to create personalized content for those different segments. And that can be split both by demographics or behavior, things they've done previously, all those different bits and pieces. Social gives you the ability to target all those different things, all those different factors.